Hey, today's January 13th, and I wanted to welcome you to the No Comfort Zone. I'll see you on the inside.
Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Have you ever had to deal with being let down? Of course you have. That's why you listen to a podcast just like this, because life brings you down, man. And that's what happens. People will let you down. You will be disappointed. You'll even let yourself down. You'll even make the wrong decision at the right or wrong time and set a course of consequences that are tough to deal with. But I'm here to tell you something. As long as you can fundamentally say that you believe in the greater good of most people and you do right by yourself, you really don't have too much to worry about. Let me explain. Let me get down to the details. Recently, in my business dealings, I had a situation where we have an ethical standard of something that we do. A certain process. I don't really want to go into the details or share too much, but the fact of the matter is this. Everybody knows you don't do this. You don't, this is something that's common knowledge. And what ended up happening is a person in a high level position decided to take a shortcut and do this process, this transaction that's not consistent. It's legal, but it's not consistent with my business dealings. And in turn, this caused a huge problem, chaos between me and the end user. Now I know I'm being vague, but bear with me. So I pulled everything together and I did an audit and I looked at the beginning, the middle, and the end. I asked all the parties that were involved. I got a flat out, no, I did not do that. I don't know what you're talking about. And then come to find out, when I finally brass tacks hits, when I finally understand what's going on, I realized that the person actually did what they said they didn't do. They let me down. They didn't do a process. But more importantly is they didn't have the confidence in me and our relationship to tell me the truth about what happened. And this is a high level position. So I'm extremely disappointed and I'm dealing with disappointment. Part of the reason I'm dealing with disappointment is because it's not the environment I want to create. And if you're in your home, if you're in your business, if you're in a place, you have to realize that people are going to make mistakes. And some people are going to make intentional mistakes. They're actually going to lie. They might cheat and they might steal. And you really have to have these safeguards in place to protect your business, to protect yourself. You have to have boundaries in place. So I'm thinking about this and I'm really let down. I'm really bummed out about it. But here's where the no comfort zone comes into play. And here's how it impacts you, the listener. When something bad happens that's out of your control, somebody made the wrong decision. Somebody made a choice to do something that wasn't consistent with your ethics in your business and your relationship in whatever it is for you. I hope you understand. I hope I'm not losing you on this podcast. So what I ended up doing was I realized I didn't take my own advice. Part of my own advice is, the mindset. Here, let me take you through it really quick. Part of this is you have to become aware of where you're currently at. I'm currently aware, I'm very upset. I'm very upset with what's going on right now. And I have to identify how I got here. Was I clear in my communication? I was. Did I assume that this person understands conditions in the industry that we just don't do? It's legal and it's okay, but it's just most don't do this particular business practice. And it's frowned upon. And again, it's not legal or bad or anything like that. I just want to share that. And my reason for being vague is because some of the people that I work with listen to this podcast. So I don't want anybody to be, in the hot coals. I'll deal with that in a separate issue. But why I'm bringing it up like this is because I let it impact my day. And I started questioning all these things. And as I go through the blueprint, I become aware that I'm upset. I'm disappointed. I'm very let down. But I can't let it ruin the mission and everything that's going on. I can't yell at everybody for this, even though there's multiple people that are involved. I identify how we got here. because what it came down to is, I'm going to say this, and this is very difficult, especially if you listen to my last podcast, lack of leadership on my part. There has to be very specific consequences for actions that are against either a company policy, your home policy. There has to be boundaries in place. That's something that I've been very bad at most of my life. I don't put the line in the sand, and I don't hold people accountable, and there are no consequences. So then I have to make in the next part of the blueprint, I have to decide on where I want this to go. How do I want this to end? Because I'm the one that's going to control how the outcome is. That's 100%. That's not ego. When you're in the no comfort zone and you understand the mindset and you understand the whole blueprint, you're the one that's in control. Make no mistake. You're the one that is getting proactive, and everyone needs to be reactive because you're trying to serve the greater good. And the last part is, what actions do I need to take? So that's AIDA, aware, identify, decide, and take actions. In my personal life, I'm dealing with this thing in this fitness group that I'm in on Facebook. I've shared that with you. I've had a lot of success in it so far. I've had a little bit of adversity in it, not much, but overall there's a great community of support. And I just got involved in a huddle of about 5 or 6 guys that are all committed to the same goal, right? Same mission. And I don't want to let these guys down, just like when I was in the Marines. You never want to let another Marine down. You know 100% that they have your back, and they know 100% that you have their back. And that back and forth is something that I like to be a part of. I thrived in that community in the Marines. I want to thrive in this community, so I'm going to be 100% all in. Same thing with my employment, same thing with my relationships. I just want to let you know that when life takes a turn and there's disappointment, it doesn't have to ruin your whole day. And me, the no comfort zone guy, didn't follow my whole blueprint because I let it bother me for about a good hour. Enough for me to bring it up in the podcast and say, listen, if bad shit hits the fan, you've got roughly 15 minutes to live in it, deal with it, process it, acknowledge it, feel bad, whatever it is you're going to feel, whatever emotions you have to go through, and then stop it. Stop. I think there's 96 15-minute increments in the day. My buddy Sam Crowley has taught me. After those 15 minutes, man, you're on to the next thing. You need to move on. You need to commit to those 6 activities that you write out first thing in the morning that are going to get you going in the right direction, that are going to serve your greater good, your hopes, your dreams, your goals, and your ambitions. So quite frankly, this disappointing activity that happened in the day, and I was let down based on a character issue, an ethics issue, a process issue, a personnel issue. I could be let down and beat myself up and be really disappointed. Or the fact is I can look at the greater good and go, what's my real mission? So with disappointment comes opportunity for advancement. With disappointment comes the opportunity for you, the leader, for you, the husband, for you, the wife, for you, the employee, to make the situation better. And how do you make it better? You pull everybody in together that's on that team. You restate what the mission is, what the goals, what the ethics are, and what the rules of the game are. You announce it to everybody in a positive, high energy tone. Use the 4 E's. Here we go, the 4 E's again. It's on the blueprint: energy, excitement, enthusiasm, engagement. If you have that, you will beat your competition. And if you have that in your organization, in your family, you will rise to the top. People will automatically follow because you have that going for. Enthusiasm, spirit within, godlike. Excitement, just the passion for life. Energy, you got to have a high energy. That's why I joined this men's group. I need to increase my energy level at 50. I don't want to be dragging ass. I want to compete with the speakers that are 20 years, 30 years old. These guys that have really no experience but speak. I've got the wisdom and the knowledge of all the adversity that I've been through, and I need that energy. I need to get people in my organization to follow me, and they're not going to follow a person that's a dead battery. So I got to be charged all the time. The engagement, that's just to me a matter of getting people involved and getting them to contribute. Everybody wants to get on the sidelines and everybody wants to back off, but it's my job to get everybody engaged in some aspect in business, in their relationship, whatever it is. I'm all over the place, but I want to tell you this today in this podcast, and I want to share with you this from the bottom of my heart. Life's going to happen. You're going to get disappointed. Don't let it ruin your day. Don't let it ruin your day. And if you need help with this, go to launchwithdan.com. We can go over the blueprint together. Get on my calendar. I'll call you and we'll have that conversation. I'll share the secrets of the blueprint with you so that you can live life and conquer, and you can seize the day, and you can live with passion, and you can beat your competition. You can dominate your industry. You can have passion back in your life. You can get your health and fitness back and get all the money in the world and everything you ever wanted. It's like a genie in a bottle, this blueprint that I've created to get myself out of adversity and get me back on top again. And I know it can help you too. I'm not overpromising that. I know it can help you too. I have organizations that are asking me about the blueprint. I have opportunities to go speak about the blueprint. I've trained organizations with this blueprint, and the results have followed. Positive, great results have followed. And I know it can do it for you. So if you're dealing with a little bit of adversity and you can't get out of that 15 minutes, and it seems like the next day and the next day and the next day, you have this pattern of behavior, of negativity and problems following you, it ain't the world around you, my man. It's you. And we can change that by going to launchwithdan.com, get on the calendar so that I can call you and we'll go over that blueprint. And while you're at it, go to Apple iTunes. Please do me a favor. I need some ratings and reviews. Please, 5-star review. That'll help a really cool person just like you find this podcast to help them get out of adversity, start chasing down their goals. And the better part is this, get out of their comfort zone and live on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.